Hey, what's up guys, Sir Emanon here, and welcome to another feature match commentary on the channel today. So this is going to be the top 4 of my online Discord tournament. If you guys do want to play in the next one, which will be Blazing Vortex Legal, and signups should be on Friday actually, definitely go ahead and check out the Discord link in the description box below as usual. Also, if you want to check out either of these players' deck lists, or anyone's from the tournament for that matter, they will also be in the description as well. But we're going to be featuring here Aerosol TCG on the Earth Machine deck versus a Jeebus Agent on BA Eldlich. So this should be a pretty grindy matchup, honestly. So let's go ahead and get started without any further ado. From what they told me, this one lasted a while, even though I haven't watched it yet. But looks like the Earth Machine deck is going to take the RPS win, so going to opt to go first here. And their opening hand is going to be Heavy Forward, double copies of Ash, Nibiru, and Harvester. So this is 2 starters. So pretty good hand, as well as a lot of defense. And then the BA Eldlich hand is going to be Fiend Griefing, Fiendish Rhino Warrior, Farfa, Trap Trick, and Ice Dragon's Prison. So no dedicated Go Second cards, but a lot of really good ways to possibly break boards and interrupt the graveyard as well. So this should be a pretty good match here. Both players opening up fairly well, I would say. But going to normal summon a copy of Harvester. That's going to grab a copy of Brutal Dozer from deck to hand. And then going to link away for the Goliath. And then tribute it away for the Brutal Dozer. Brutal Dozer effect on summon is going to summon a copy of the Trencher from deck. So locked into Earth Machines now. Gonna go for River Stormer next. That's gonna grab a search for a copy of Bullet Train. And then from here, gonna turn that into another copy of Goliath, and then special out the Bullet Train and turn those two into a copy of the Ancient Gear Ballista. So that is going to search for a copy of Ancient Gear Box, which triggers the box to search for a copy of the Tunneler. And then from here, going to go for the Tunneler effect by tributing the Ballista. So that summons itself to the field, and then that turns into the 3rd copy of Goliath. And then Trencher can bring back the Dozer. And then those two are going to be linked away for the double-headed Anger Knuckle. And then Tunneler will target all the links plus the Harvester to recycle and draw 2. So we'll see what defensive cards or follow-up plays get picked up. The draws are going to be Nibiru and Anchor Drill. So that is pretty decent follow-up for next turn, and lots of hand traps, even though there are some duplicates in here. Gonna activate Heavy Forward. That's gonna grab another Harvester, so just even more follow-ups for next turn. And end phase, gonna activate Bullet Train to add back Brutal Dozer. So we're gonna have to discard 2 cards for hand size limit. So gonna get rid of Nibiru and the Ancient Gearbox, and then pass. And then for turn, the draw is going to be another copy of Ice Dragon's Prison. Not the greatest, but this game could last a while, so these could definitely both be live at some point. So gonna normal summon Fiendish Rhino Warrior, and then special summon Farfa, excuse me. That's gonna be okay. So gonna go into Dante with those 2, and that's gonna attach Rhino to mill Graph, Hcabe, and Skarm. Those are some pretty good mills. No Eldlich cards though. So we're pretty much just playing Trap BA at this point. Unless if we Trap Trick for Scarlet, I guess. But gonna go for, let's see, Graph Chilling 1, Rhino Chilling 2. And Aerosol is actually gonna Ash the Rhino. I wonder what that would have sent. If that would have sent, because Farfa can't be used this turn since it was specialed. Maybe it would have been a backjack. Kind of curious as to what the send would have been, since there's a lot of really good fiends already. But Graph is the one that was important to resolve anyways, so gonna summon out Seer. And then gonna try and end main phase, and then Anger Knuckle is going to activate, since it has to be in the main phase. So that's going to send itself to summon back the Bullet Train. Has to summon in defense. And then, yeah, he's realizing that the loop with Box and the Anger Knuckle and the Bullet Train is like very, very recursive. Because this summons this back, and this gets back Box, and then Box adds back follow-up, and then you're pretty much always ending on this card, at minimum, or it just brings itself back. So, gonna go to battle phase anyways and attack over the Bullet Train, and then attack for 25. And then main phase 2, Dante goes to defense at the end of battle phase, and then those are gonna be linked away for a copy of Masquerena. Seer and Dante both trigger, so they're gonna target each other. Dante comes back, and Seer gets added back, and then Seer gets pitched for the Beatrice. And then going to set 4, and then end of main phase, Nibiru is going to hit the board. So that's going to tribute everything, and then Dante gets a trigger to add back. So Dante going to add back Graph, which is pretty good in case Trap Trick grabs Dynamiscus or something. And then Skarm gets a trigger on the end phase here as well. 3,300, 2,800 token. Yes. And then Tour Guide gets added off the Scarm, and that'll be a pass. Bullet Train gonna also trigger the end phase. It's gonna add back Box, and then Box triggers. We already have the Anchor Drill, so I wonder what the other target is, because I know Tunneler is another target, but I don't remember the rest of the targets. Oh, it's another copy of Trencher. It has 500 attack. All right. So actually lots of search targets here. Gonna draw a copy of Overdrive for turn, so that's really, really good to possibly access Citadel or just recycle more resources, namely the Tunneler, just to keep that loop going. Going to pitch the Overdrive for Knuckle. So for the Grave effect, and then gonna chain Fiend Griefing on that. That's gonna target the Knuckle, and then Ash is gonna be chained to the Fiend Griefing since it sends. So Knuckle gets brought out. And then here, going to normal summon the Anchor Drill. That effect is going to summon out the Trencher from the hand, not going for Harvester, since we already had the Brutal Dozer, so yeah, it makes sense. Going to Anchor Drill to level modulate, so they'll both become 9. Targeting the Trencher, and going to be thinking on Resolution here. Alright, so he's letting that go. Going to go for the Earth Slicer. So this lets you pop 2 cards in the field. Pretty good. Ice Dragon's Prison going to be used here. So that's going to target the Bullet Train. And then he's going to chain the Machina Overdrive to recycle back. So Bullet Train plus these 2 that are banished. We've seen this a lot, actually. I think this is the second time that we've seen Overdrive actually interrupt the Ice Dragon's Prison target. So this is really, really heads up. So yeah, those are going to be recycled. And going to draw 1. That's going to draw another Nibiru. So that's the 3rd copy. And now the Ice Dragon's Prison just does not resolve with the effect. Alright, and then on Resolution, looks like Trap Check is going to be flipped up here. So that's going to grab Needle Sealing. So we're going to try and wipe the board here. So everything gets cleared. We already normal summoned as well. And I think that's actually... Oh no, there's Trencher here to summon back. Yeah, so definitely not out of plays yet. Yeah, Trencher can target the Drill. And then going to bring it back and then go for the Goliath. I'm just going to read River Stormer real fast. Yeah, contribute a Link Monster especially, and then the Goliath can reattach it. So we can go for Stormer as well. Or we can go for Brutodozer first, that works. So Brutodozer going to be used. That's going to summon a copy of Tunneler from deck. And then we can go for another Goliath. We can do the River Stormer play now. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So going to bring it out, and then the Goliath, I think that's what that's supposed to be. I think he's having keyboard issues. But Goliath going to be attaching the River Stormer. And then Stormer effect going to search for Machina Fortress. So Fortress going to pitch itself in the Gearbox to summon itself to the field. And then going to link away the Stormer for another copy of Goliath. And then from here, gonna go for Slicer, which brings itself back as well. Yeah, these all have that graveyard effect, the Xyz. And then Heavy Forward is going to change battle position. Hey, that actually came up here. That's pretty cool. Tunneler going to recycle all 3 Goliaths, I would assume. And then Gearbox, as well as the Anger Knuckle, so we can end at that as well, since it got disrupted. Or no, it didn't get disrupted because it got negated, or Fiend Griefing got negated by Ash, but we can still end in it here is the point. But we can draw 2. So it's going to draw Dynamiscus and Bullet Train, which is the one that was shuffled back by the Overdrive in response to IDP. So this is really, really strong. Going to link away the Brutodozer for a Goliath, and then summon out the Bullet Train, and then attempt to go to battle phase. And that's going to be the end of the game. Yeah, because just attack for everything. And attack with the Bullet Train last, of course, because it's a restriction. But wow, that was a really, really swift end to that game. So played through the Ice Dragon's Prison, the Trap Trick, and the Fiend Griefing, which got ashed. So really, really nice stuff here from the Earth Machine deck. But we're going to move now into game 2. Looks like BA Eldlich is going to be going first. If you guys are enjoying this commentary, definitely be sure to like the video and subscribe if you're new here and want to see more commentary similar to this style. But the opening hand for BA Eldlich is going to be Scarlet, Trap Trick, Rhino Warrior, Needle Sealing, and Curse Eldland. So this is kind of a wonky hand. Has parts of both engines. I wonder how he's going to play this hand, if he's going to try and combo with Rhino. Because I guess you could technically like Lord send it away, or you just keep it in hand for trap check with like Dynamiscus and then play with the Eldlich stuff. But this hand's still pretty good. And then the Earth Machine deck is gonna have Ancient Gearbox, which sucks to draw, Metal Cruncher, Ash, Brutodozer, and Redeployment. So this hand is also really good still, despite the box. Has a lot of starters. Gonna go to main phase 1 and activate Curse Eldlin. That's gonna pay 100 to search for a copy of Golden Lord. Alright, so he is going to go for a play to send his own cards to try and just get resources later. Gonna use Lord, pitching Scarlet. That's going to send away the Rhino Warrior, and then trigger the Rhino Warrior, which gets ashed. And then Lord Effect's gonna send away the Curse Eldlin. That's gonna summon itself. And then Curse gets to trigger as well to send Wakero. So yeah, we still have 1 interruption plus a way to get Lord back if it ever gets removed from the field. And then gonna set Trap Check and Needle Stealing, and then go to end phase. Going to banish Scarlet to set Conquistador, and then gonna banish... Oh, not gonna banish Wakero, just kidding. Maybe saving it for later. For turn, the top deck's gonna be Urgent Schedule, which is really, really strong going second. He's gonna activate it. That's gonna summon out Trencher and Anchor Drill. Gonna link for a copy of Goliath, and then link those two for the double-headed Anger Knuckle. And then gonna banish Trencher to bring back Drill, and then Drill gets a trigger here. And that's going to summon out Ancient Gearbox. And then Anchor Drill going to be used. That's going to try and make these both level 8. Needle Stealing going to be used on Resolution. Yeah, it doesn't want to have him go into like Dingirsu, or I think he plays the Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, and I'm pretty sure he's not locked into machines yet. I don't believe. Yeah, he's just locked into declaring attacks, but he didn't use like the Brutodozer yet. Because for the rest of the turn, not the entire turn. Yeah, so gonna wipe the board here. This doesn't die because it was brought back by its own effect. And then gonna follow up with a normal summon of Metal Cruncher since the board is now cleared. So that's gonna reveal Fortress, Bullet Train, and Citadel since we already have Dozer. That's gonna add the Bullet Train to hand, quite a good one. Going to tribute away the Metal Cruncher for a copy of Brutodozer. That's gonna summon itself, and then it gets to summon from deck. So that's gonna bring out a copy of the Tunneler. This card is super, super sick. Gonna overlay for a River Stormer. That effect is, oh, maybe not going to happen because it's going to get Conquistadored. So that's going to pop the River Stormer. Now, this can potentially come back still. All right. And he's also going to Trap Check here. And then going to go for Fiend Griefing. And then he's going to activate Fiend Griefing, targeting the Tunneler. So it doesn't want more resources. And then going to send Scarm in the process. There's actually still plays here because Redeployment. So Redeployment going to pitch the Bullet Train. That's going to search for Citadel and Fortress. Going to double-headed Anger Knuckle, send away the Fortress. Yeah, because we did not use the first effect of it yet, I don't believe. Because it just got a Needle Stealing. Yeah, so it can bring itself back. And then Machina Fortress going to bring itself back. And then going to go to battle phase and attack over the Conquistador. And then end phase, going to go for Bullet Train effects to target the boxes in Graveyard to add it back. And then box triggers here. That's going to search for Tunneler. And then on the end phase still, we can trigger Scarm and possibly the Wakero. Yep, both of them going to be used. So we're going to grab Tour Guide plus Scarlet. So let's see. The effects are negated of whatever is summoned off of this, so it's not like you can summon back Citadel and then just wipe the board. That would be crazy. So I'm not really sure if there's actually any interruptions. Alright, gonna draw Graph Return. So now we can just go into all the BA stuff. Looking pretty good for BA Eldlich, I think. Go ahead, normal summon Tour Guide, and then special summon Libic. And then going to overlay for Dante. Dante is going to not actually use this effect because we're going for Beatrice instead. So just a high value Beatrice. Yeah, also playing around the Fortress effect for targeting. So maybe that's something that could happen. These effects are like kind of trippy because they don't come up that often, but here it's definitely relevant. So let's see, Graph gonna summon out Scarm, and then Scarm dies. And then going to go for the battle phase. And the main phase going to use the double-headed Anger Knuckle. So that's going to send away Tunneler. and then bring back the bullet train. And then in battle phase, gonna attack over, and then going to bring out the Citadel since Earth Machine was destroyed via battle. So now we can board wipe. Beatrice gonna attempt to crash with the Machina Fortress. And then, oh, I didn't scroll down here. So, is this mandatory? It is mandatory, actually. Yeah, so Fortress Chainlink 1 to target back row. And then Beatrice Chainlink 2, Dante Chainlink 3 targeting Graph. So Dante adds back Graph, Beatrice summons out the Pilgrim. And then Scarlet gets destroyed. Yeah, there's like no Farfa in here. And okay, yeah, we already used Graph as well to summon out the Scarm. I'm just trying to keep track of everything. Gonna end battle phase and go to main 2. So not actually attacking over this. Because this does add back a resource, which would likely be either the Brutal Dozer or probably the Brutal Dozer, honestly. Actually, this is looking really good for Earth Machine because he didn't die. So he was able to still keep his resources going. Plus, he can still use Citadel because he can just target his own bullet train, even though Jeebus opted not to attack into it. So this is quite good, actually. End phase going to use Citadel. That's going to pop the bullet train. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really matter that much here. Scar, I'm going to add Seer. And then the Eldlich stuff is going to set Scarlet and Conquistador. And then Citadel is going to wipe the board. And then going to chain the Pilgrim. Actually, so it did matter because this the Seer can now bring back a Dante. But I think he's right. He does get priority to use stuff in the end phase since he is turn player. Although, I mean, he could have opted to also just chain the Citadel to the Scarm. So it might have made a difference depending on how they opted to chain stuff, but this is how it ultimately played out. So, Seer Chainlink 1 on Xyz Dante. Well, this can't be brought back anyway, I don't think. Yeah, and then Purple Dante Chainlink 2, and then that's going to pitch the box out of hand. It doesn't shuffle back to the deck. Imagine if it did. But yeah, now actually the bullet train can add back the box here. So Dante comes back. There's a lot happening in this end phase here. Bullet train gonna add back Brutal Dozer instead. Yeah, this one can't be added via box, so that makes sense. And then for Terran, gonna draw Harvester. Okay, so they didn't even need to add it back with that draw, but I mean, obviously you don't know you're drawing Harvester. But yeah, he has Tunneler to draw cards. He has River Stormer to tribute Goliath to get more searches. He has Double-Headed Anger Knuckle to summon itself back. And he has Citadel still. Yeah, I think Earth Machine can definitely play through a singular Conquistador. He knows one of the cards in hand, the Graph, which was added back off the initial Dante in the battle phase, I think. And then this was drawn off of the purple Dante. There's a lot of stuff to keep track of here. You got normal summon Harvester and then use that effect. That's going to grab Trencher. And then Harvester is going to level modulate. So this is level 10, I think. So they both become 12. And actually, Zeus is generic, in case you guys didn't know. So I think that's what he's going for. Yeah, Zeus is just generic for 2 level 12s. So yeah, this deck can actually hard make it. And it's a machine, even though it's not Earth. But it's really cool. So yeah, going to Anger Knuckle to get rid of the Trencher to summon itself back. And then Trencher going to target Anchor Drill to summon itself back. And then Anchor Drill going to summon the Brutal Dozer out of hand. And then Brutal Dozer effect, that's going to summon out the Harvester from deck. And from here, we're going to use Anchor Drill. That's going to modulate and then go for the Earth Slicer. Yeah, we used Harvester before. And then he's thinking on Summon. He's going to use Scarlet and Conquistador. That's going to pop. All right, he's going to pop Zeus. So this thing has to be Slicer. You can also just bring back Slicer. Yeah, because it floats. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what he popped here. It's pretty doomed for BA Eldlich. Yeah, because like this can turn into Goliath, and we can go Stormer as well. Like this can pop 2. Yeah, this is definitely game. Tunneler going to recycle. That's gonna draw 2. So that's going to draw Ash and Metal Cruncher. And then Harvester turns into Goliath. And then Stormer, yeah. Hey, I'm starting to kind of understand the plays of this deck. That's cool. Earth Slicer, going to pop 2. Going to pop his own Anger Knuckle to trigger Citadel. That's also really heads up. So this can also just wipe the board. Waiting on Conquest to play. Yeah, fair enough. What did Citadel target? Am I missing something? Okay, wait. You can target a machine. Okay, I might have missed what was sent off Citadel. You guys can let me know, like, what happened with the Citadel here. I think I just missed something. But Stormer going to add the Duracrane to hand. And then Dante can add a Libic. And then Metal Cruncher going to be pitched for Fortress. And then Duracrane summons itself. And we can just overlay for a... or for the Super Dora. Go for Goliath. And then going to go to Battle Phase. And that is the end of the match. So Earth Machine taking it 2-0 against BA Eldlich. Let's see how long this entire match was. Yeah, it was over an hour. I figured it was going to be very, very long and grindy. Yeah, that's why I kind of sped through the plays a little bit. Not really providing too much analysis, I'm sorry. But that's kind of just the nature of how fast these games go. I don't want these videos to like just chug on forever. But yeah, this was super, super interesting. So Earth Machine going to be in the finals. And we will see who the opponent is going to be. And if you guys are keeping track of what decks are left, you actually already know what deck the opponent is going to be playing in the finals. But if not, then just stick around and stay tuned. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like as well as any thoughts or feedback in the comments. Subscribe for more informative and competitive video content. If you want to, you can follow me on all social media platforms or support me via Patreon TCG Player. All the links in the description as usual. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next video. See you guys.